All right. All right. What's going on? I think I'm work. Is this working? Is this thing on? As I'm like looking at people, you guys hear me? Let me see. Yeah. All right. Choppy, huh? Great. Fantastic. All right. Video and sound. Thanks, Blake. I knew I could count on for. I'm missing one thing. How's everybody doing this fine morning? This or evening if you're Blake, or afternoon if you're Anubis. Huh? What is going on? All right. Streaming 5x5, HJ says. All right. Mkatron. First one to the chat. Cheers. Veche, Blake, Nubis, Harrigan, good day. Caverna, Roger, Saltheart chiming in early today. Nice. On the East Coast. Hey, are you dry? That's the question. Are you dry? If you're not familiar, the East Coast of the United States, including New York City, has got a lot of water. Good to see you, Matt. It sounds different. Is it too low? Everything seems fine. Is there a sound issue? Let me know. Is it too low? I gotta maybe turn it up. Turn it up, dude. Is that Freedom Rock, man? Yeah, man. We'll turn it up, man. Yeah, you know the deal. Vanilla Coke. Nice T-shirt. Yeah, I want analytic dice, but I don't know if they offer merch yet. I don't know. So it kind of makes me feel ripped. This one, it's kind of skin tight. It's not the shirt. Let me tell you. Lou, good to see you. Phil McClory, my favorite Irish Canadian. How about now? Oh, that's way high. How about now? Maybe now? That's still, this stupid audio interface, I tell you. No merch yet. We'll get. Is it perfect? Thank you, Ryan. No merch yet. We'll wait till we have more than 12 people listening. Come on, man. You got 12 subs. Here. Thanks, Harrigan. All right. So, this is the way I look at subscribers. Because I think everybody's chasing it, right? I am too. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to hit 100,000 on this channel, and I'm not going to do it by streaming every Saturday, let me tell you. But just imagine, like I think I listened to podcasts about podcasting for a while. And everybody was talking about how to get, always the topic in podcasting is how do you get more people, subscribers, listeners, blah, 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 and downloads. And it's always chasing that number. And then you kind of lose sight of the subscribers that you have, right? I mean, some of us do. Let's go. What's up, Wayne? And can you imagine, like, when we did Gaming and BS, our average downloads within the first week, anywhere between 600 on the way low end, up to about 1,000. I haven't seen what our total downloads are for every episode recently because we still have our back catalog up, so they just continue to grow. But I think the measure usually is either first week and first month. So how many downloads did you have in the first week? Because those are probably all your core. And then how many did you have in the full 30 days? So you can kind of gauge whether you had that topic attracted some people. But can you imagine every week or every 2 weeks or whenever you do this, that there is 600 people in a room listening to you? To me, that's crazy. Now, of course, some of those bigger podcasts, like, 10 million subscribers or listeners or whatever, getting, big bucks and endorsements because they have a huge following. And it's still, it's a medium. I I still love podcasting. I wish I kind of had one. It's kind of funny because, there's a couple that at least one that I've tanked. The Wild Eye podcast would do about 1,000 downloads per episode, but we were actually Savage World specific, which is great, which is awesome. Yeah, I always thought, like, God, what is Fear the Boot get? I wonder, right? What is Pappy Jacks get? Or some of the folks that have been around like twice as long. And what is the pinnacle of indie podcasts, like One Shot Network or One Shot RPG podcast or Vintage RPG? Like, I just wonder if that target is always just going to be, or the average is just always going to be 1,000. I mean, granted, there's going to be ones that are much smaller and some that are much larger. But I mean, I can't imagine a tabletop RPG podcast having like 10,000 subscribers. That would be mind-blowing to me. But I don't know. So I have perspective, right? Don't lose perspective. If you got like 50 people that tune in and listen to you every week, shoot, some of those anchorites, right? Like they got their own little pocket circle of listeners that are pretty devout because they just like comment on each other's shows and put in voicemails on each other's shows through the Anchor app, which I don't know if they can even do anymore. But just a comment about subscribers, followers on podcasts, and even YouTube. Like, YouTube's a weird beast though, because I find it's very much more stream of conscious. I don't think it's as dedicated like the stream of YouTube is really killing subs, right? Because you just open up the YouTube app and it doesn't go to subscribes. You have to click on your subscribe tab and screen. So there's some of us that go straight to the subscription page, but that's not the default. So then what happens is we get fed things that YouTube thinks we want to watch. And sometimes that can impact some of those other channels that are relying on people. But anyways, so it's a little different, I think. Podcast audio type, RSS in a podcatcher, the diehards that have that in there waiting for the next show, a whole different ballgame. BC says, I don't think Dan or Kimmy really focus on the numbers. I don't think they do either, but they have them. And I don't know if it matters to them, but I am curious as to how many they get and what that looks like over the years, especially those two, because there's been personnel changes over the years. Some of them, they might rehash topics, because I think what's going to happen with those is you're always going to have your core base, like some of you here, right? And then there's going to be some that drop in, drop out. And then there's some that are just going to come across, listen to one or two, and then maybe bounce. Or like with Craig Shipman's podcast, Third Floor Wars, go check it out. Good interview show. But I'm not going to listen to every interview because what that person's, like what they do or what game they're talking about may not be of interest to me. That's the problem with interview shows, is because, it's kind of like, I equate it to late night TV, kind of. If you're going to tune into one of the late night TV American hosts, you're probably going to tune in because the guests of the show is one factor, And 2, it's a routine, another factor, although you don't have to watch them live anymore. And then 3 would be like the entertainment value of the actual host, like the monologue, some of the shticks that they have during the show. With Craig's show, it's there is no shtick, right? It's interview, go, right? Craig's not, he doesn't have segments. Well, he has segments, but it's part of the interview. And so, or you're just genuinely interested in anybody he talks to, which is another facet. So that's like even vintage RPG. Well, I guess it's with any podcast. It doesn't have to be necessarily interviews. Because vintage RPG, same thing, kind of like, what are they talking about? But it's like product specific. So what is Stu digging out of the archives to elaborate on? And if it's a game that's like, I don't have any interest in it or I don't know it, I may not listen to it. So I page through it. I think with Gaming and BS's format and some other people's formats, even like the Titter Pigs or, Jason's Nerds Variety podcast, if it kind of changes depending on what the topic is and it ebbs and flows and things of that nature, it can, I don't know. What's the discussion? I'm talking about art podcasts. Orcus. Just commenting because I don't know why. It came up. Followers, subscribers. Somebody commented on my shirt that led to Analytic Dice, which led to, I don't know, subscriptions for some reason. Got to keep up here. Stream of Conscious, Sean's mine. Kimmy is part of the Discord. Want her to ask her. I also spoke to Fear the Boot Crew and see what their numbers are or thereabouts. Thanks. Yeah, I'm connected to Kimmy too. I've exchanged DMs with her, so I'm sure I could probably hit her up. Craig does a bit more, though. That's interview, advice, and live play. Yeah. Morning, William. Morning, Orcus. Dorcas didn't pass on the morning, so good to see you. Regarding what with the numbers? I'm just saying that we chase numbers, right? This is how it got onto it. Kevin, I said, hey, I want a shirt that's for Analytic Dice, but I don't know if they have merch yet. And he's like, after we get past our 12 subscribers, then we'll put out merch, which led me to go into numbers about podcasting. And then it just kind of went in like, having 50 people as a subscription, 50 people standing room only listening to you once a week. To me, big value. But for whatever reason, we're always wanting more. Like, we're up to 10,000. And I think the more is because then you can leverage the numbers for other things. Like, I don't know, money. So, generally interested in the average game interview, Victor says. Good to see you, Victor. Thanks. Harrigan says, I don't know. This is true for some podcasts, but there are others where I will listen regardless of the specific topic because I enjoy the perspective of the host, their banter, etc. Another component, for sure. Vintage RPG is a good example. Yeah. True. Yes, that's a very good point. Like that's people like listening to Brett. I don't know. Numa says, I agree. Luden Narrative Dissidence is another podcast I'll listen to regardless of the game or topic. Well, okay, so topic and game aside, why do you listen to a podcast? Is that the question of the day? Like why do you listen? What podcast do you listen to and why? Did we cover podcasts before? I think we have, right? Excuse me. I don't know. Orcus Dorcas numbers for podcasts is such a different beast than YouTube videos. Podcast numbers can be an ethereal thing and not a solid figure. Yeah, I suppose. It is. Like, I know maybe this is what you're getting to. Dorcas. YouTube for sure will capture much, much more data. No question. Like, you'll get how far somebody listens, etc. You've already lost when you have to explain the rabbit trail. Solid Hard. Frankly, we run analytic dice for ourselves because we love checking out different games, and this gives us a target of 1 per month, a new game. Yeah. But you could do that as a game group. Why record it? Being devil's advocate here. Orcus Dorcas, you really can't trust the figures of your podcast host. Anchor can be totally off as it has many a month. How would you know? Unless it's like some weird, like you're consistently averaging, 1,000 and all of a sudden 1 week it's 1,500 or something. And there's bots in there. I thought you had a killer question of the day from last week for this week. I did? What was it? Please remind me. I have to go and reference it. What did I even say last week? I don't even know. I'm getting old. Solhar says, or one sitting on our shelves for years, so not really on a subscriber quest. Well, that's fair. I don't think it should be, honestly. I don't think a lot of podcasters start in that space, especially in the RPG space. They just want to talk about the hobby, and they love it. So I do think that it's not common necessarily. Larry, good to see you. Talking about podcasting, numbers and things of that reason, why we like podcasts and, streams versus downloads pretty much. Yeah. Gabe, Kevin might do it for the love, but I'm in it for the numbers. See, there you go. See? Nothing wrong with that, Gabe. Gabe, that's what I love about Gabe. No sugarcoating. No kind of, hey, it's just, this is it. Hey, straight to the point. Gabe's the numbers guy. I could see that. Being an English major, background, literature, totally see it. Numbers all the way. See how things change in life? Compare it directly with Apple's numbers, Google's, and other secondary hosts. Got it. Okay. Multiple sources. Jason, positive surprise RPG was last week's topic. Oh, it was. Oh, did we want to do positive, oops, that's not what I expected from that game. Ryan West, I hate TTRPGs, but I'm trying to get a counterpoint. Ryan shows up, is like, I don't know what this guy talks about every week. I just like showing up. Larry, and what would you know about podcasting? Indeed. Yes, for sure. Who knows? Not much. Not anymore. And as I recall, Sean listed Pony Finder. Indeed. So podcasting is great. It's a great medium. Speaking of which, so who has podcasts in the chat? Let's throw them out there. Orcus Dorcas has Titter Pigs and a YouTube channel. You've got Gabe and Kevin. If you haven't checked out Analytic Dice, there's that. Hobbs is probably not there, but here you go. Free Hobbs and friends. Who did I miss? I know I missed somebody. Who else is out there? Oh, he is there, lurking in the shadows, making sure I'm wearing a shirt or not, or he gets a shout out. We mentioned some Vintage RPG, Craig Shipman's Third Floor Wars. Go check those guys out. Yes, Laramie, good to see you. I don't know how the download thing counts. Does listening through a podcatcher that doesn't download them count? It depends on how it's set up or who the host is. Sometimes if you're streaming directly from a particular, if the host can keep track of that, then yes, they can find out how long you streamed. There are also some other sources or how do I put it? Propagators that if you use short codes in the URLs of your podcast, they can track that as well, I think. Larry says, I've got kids. I don't have time to do a podcast. Maybe you should just do a podcast with your kids. Well, that's a sensitive subject. Blake says Third Floor Wars is great. Craig loves the hobby and it always shows, for sure. Laramie, it depends. Yo, heyo. Yeah, I use Pocket Cast. I'm pretty sure I'm not downloading unless it deletes it as it goes. If you can set it, and I think it's by default in most, where if you listen to the show, it'll delete it after it's done. Uh-oh. That's right, Larry. You're on the government side, aren't you? I'd love to do one, but I cannot carve out the time. Yes, indeed. So you just do the tour. Like I heard you were on Analytic Dice. And 3D Chicken Coop. Right? Kevin's good to see you. Hey, since we have the whole gang here, do me a favor, hit like. Before I forget. Smash. Smash the like button. I enjoy watching my subscribers go down after people listen to a few. Well, that's an experiment and, a social experiment for sure. Hit like, subscribe. Hit like. It gets me more followers. I hit 1,000. Thank you to everyone here. I hit 1,000. I think I'm at 1,000 right as of yesterday, like 1,000 even. I should have gave a car away to the 1,000th follower or subscriber. What was I thinking? Sorry. Maybe next time. What's that mean for me? I don't know. Now I can get ad revenue, I think. That I can qualify for ad revenue. Yeah. Which will mean like 20 cents a year at this pace. You gotta do a shit ton of subscribers and views to get any noticeable money. Mcatron had a podcast for 3 years. Personnel changes and life changes ended it, unfortunately. I love the heck out of it. Yeah, it's good fun. Yay, ads. Oh, speaking of which, an ad might show up in here. I don't know. Or do they? I think they ask when I want it to show up, which I'm not sure when they determine that. In a live show, it makes me nervous. Sweet YouTube pennies. Yeah, for sure. If that. Did it have an ad pop up when I joined just now? Did it before? I don't think. Maybe it didn't before. I don't know. I'd like to do an actual play. However, I'm not willing to purchase multiple mics for players, and I don't think my players would be into it. I don't think I could get Jeff to do it either. And I could probably get 1 million subs if I had Jeff on this in an actual play. And we can control him through Super Chat. That's true. I do have to obey funder requests. It's the law. Yep, it's in the terms and conditions. No ads for me, premium. I'm with you, Gabe. And if you have premium and you're a Mac iOS person, don't do it through iOS. Do it through the desktop. It'll save you like $5 a month. No BS. So if you're paying $18.99 for YouTube Premium and you're a Mac user, you're doing it wrong. Cancel it. Wait for you to have to renew and then do it through the desktop. Like going through the browser that way. Jeff RPG book reviews, worst ones, thrown in the snow live. Oh, yeah. So let's see. Question of the day. What should we do? Question of the day. We did like last week. What'd I say? The best, a surprise. Like what was an RPG that surprised you that you played positively? I think we got some negatives in there too. Yeah, there you go. I did it twice. I like, why? Okay, what? They changed their fee structure. Okay, screw that. And then I canceled it, and then I renewed it, and then it renewed me for the same price. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Well, I kept doing it through my phone. Like, don't do it through my phone. It's the app store tax is what it is. Speaking of my darling kids, love is being given the last pancake you made for your kids with the chocolate chips pulled out. Ooh, I call foul there. It's not even right. Question of the day. So, I was thinking one. It's kind of a softball one. What's up, Michael? Right in time for the actual show to start. Good timing, buddy. Should really prepare for this. YouTuber that you're watching right now? Like watching right now, like literally, or just like in the grand scheme of things? So don't say me. Not because you're watching here. You need more monitors. You can watch more. The one question I was going to ask, which is very softball, is how do you know when you've had a good RPG session? And that may be very easy. How do you know when you had a good RPG session? As a game master. Maybe I'll do that. As a game master, how do you know you had a good RPG session? My players tell me. That's viable. That's true. Oh, excuse me. Laramie says, my VTT setup is 4 monitors. Sean, laptop, TV from laptop, and then 2 monitor desktops. Okay. All right. Street cred to Laramie. I'll let you know when I run a good session, 20 plus years and counting. Give me a break, Laramie. Didn't you have a standing ovation at like a con? Like maybe 2? Come on, man. Don't bullshit. Laramie. That guy. Come on. What is up with these guys, Roger? I just assume they're all bad and could have been better. Come on. Michael Holland. Says, my favorite indicator that I have run a great session is the players are excited to get to the next one. That's probably a pretty good one. Luke K says, when it produces stories outside the game. Ryan says, I know when my players are engaged and don't want me to end the session and then send me several emails asking questions, which I take note of but don't answer. Ooh, the tease is there. The tease is real. Nubis says, I'm with Roger on this one. I don't even believe my players when they tell me the session was great. Oh, man, come on. What is up? We gotta, hey, we're Stuart Smalley. We got to bring him on because you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you. Players rarely know if they have fun or not. Tim Jensen, good to see you, Tim. Come on, you guys are just killing me. Orcus Dorcas is a GM when everybody's making new characters after a TPK. Hey-o! I got to get the rim shot sound effect just for Orcus Dorcas's witty quips. And I need to get a shirt for Orcus Dorcas that just says witty quips on it. Victor White says, I don't ever know. My brain tells me they are all bad. It's why I have a hard time getting the momentum going to run a game. Come on, you guys. Oh, there's one. Jason says no phones used at the table. Oh, that's a good indicator. That's probably a good one. Although I have to admit I've had fun in games and I've pulled out my phone. So I like to skew the numbers, if you will. Laughing and cheering in the game. The moments in the game. Oh, fair. Yeah, that's a good one. Roger says you have to tell the players they are having fun. That is the key. I would agree with that. If you realize that they're not having fun, you just tell them they are. Laramie says, I feel like it's safer to know when a session was good in person than it is online. Just easier to catch the vibe, in my humble opinion. It's body language, right? Mcatron, depends. Are we saying having a great evening where we ended up not gaming much, or a successful gaming session? Well, this being an RPG podcast, I don't want to know if you're having fun with your friends. I want to know when you know a gaming session's been successful, Mcatron. So you got to be gaming. Got to read the fine print. It's all in the criteria. Kevin Keneally says, for years it has been when my players kept role-playing or joking about the game throughout the week. Yeah, that's a good indicator. This side subject has become imposter syndrome. A little bit, I think. Well, I will go against the grain. Okay, I need to balance the teeter-totter, if you will. So for those that are very humble and are like, I don't know if I ever have a good game, come on. I will simply say I don't run a bad game. So whenever my players show up and play, I know it's a good game. So there you go. So there you go. Sometimes what I love about you guys, most of you anyway, probably 95% of you, is some of you like have known, me. You kind of know me. You've listened to Up Gaming and BS. Somebody that doesn't know me and sees that, they're going to be, this guy's an ass. Michael Holland says, do we need to start a GM support group, help boost up each other's self-esteem? Well, humility is certainly, I think, a good trait. Nothing wrong with that. But come on, there's nothing wrong with tooting the horn every once in a while. Feeling good about yourself, giving it your all, whatever. Mr. Hobbs says only if and when someone flips the table. That's a good game session. That's when you know. Rogers French says when nobody is falling asleep at the table. Ooh, shots fired. Or when post-game chat is largely around what-if scenarios, says Lou. See, we got them rolling now. I believe the session was good if I got a standing ovation, Nubis says. Well, I'd hope so. Orke says, okay, seriously, when people hang out after the session is over to talk about the game. Ads. I might have to. I wonder if I could disable them. I might have to disable them. I thought they would pick a certain time, but I don't know when. Sorry, guys. I mean, hey, if I'm going to make like a quarter a year, come on. Phil says the mega check is going to be in the mail, Sean. Click on them sons of bitches. Caverna says, I know it when in the end of the session, my players ask immediately when the next session is going to take place. We do not have a fixed date, so sometimes it takes weeks. Roger says it's an RPG advice show. Why would we come here if we thought we had it perfect? Well, you don't have to have it perfect now, Roger. Nobody's asking for the perfect game. It's just when you had a good session, what you feel is like that was a good session. As a matter of fact, you as a game master may actually have a different perspective. Like a good session to you may be different than the players. Like somebody might say, I know I had a good game session when I could remember all the material. I didn't have to look up the rules. I made rulings very quickly. To break. Ty, good to see you. When you know is when you know. That is how you know, or not. So Ty is pointing out the porn rule, right? How do you know it's porn versus like erotica? You know it when you see it. That's what he's saying. Right, Ty? Right? I got that? If all the GMs were here thought we were good at this, we wouldn't listen to decades of podcasts and read all the books. Okay, all right, fair. That's fair. Jason says, when the players give all the credit to the rules and system, that's a good indicator you did the job as a GM and got out of the way of the players. All right. Balance it for imposter syndrome. I'm a good player and GM. It's the only thing I've ever been good at. There you go, Blake. Nothing wrong. Hey, it's okay. Hey, let's all stand up. Shake off that imposter syndrome. That last, maybe questionable session, be like, you know what? I got this. I'm good. Hey, I'm the game master. These guys want me to run these games, right? Because if they didn't, they wouldn't be there. Potentially. You got this. You're the best. You're the best around. Nobody's gonna bring me down. Huh? It's a great song. Go listen to it if you haven't listened to it. Who is it? Who sings that? I don't think it's Survivor. Is it? I don't know. You're the best around. Nobody's gonna bring me down. Larry says, for me at this point, I gauge some quality by engagement in the Discord and how quickly they organize themselves for the next West Marches game. You running West Marches, Larry? Wayne says, when we get back together in the next week, players don't need me to recap much, or better yet, don't need me to kick off the action. The players have stuff they want their PCs to do. Good night, Ty. It's so weird. When Ty falls asleep, he falls asleep directly on the Z key on his keyboard. It's so strange. What a coincidence. All right, see you, Kevin. Good to see you. Glad you could stop in. Hey, if you go and drop off the kids and they're like playing soccer or something, it's really boring, just pull up the stream. We'll be here. And every once in a while, pull your camera up and hold it out and do this as you're watching the stream, okay? So point it towards wherever the kids are and just do this, okay? Nobody will know the difference. Mr. Hobbs says, when Sean whines about something Hawk does, that's a good game. So Mr. Hobbs is referring to a game that I was in when Hobbs was running, and his cousin Hawk is in the game. Well, and Hawk was like always every session he was losing the character. I think he lost like six characters when I played with Hawk. Good morning, Reading Aid. Eric Soulsweet, don't get out of here. What is this guy? 3D Chicken Coop host. 3D Chicken Coop. Good to see you guys. Hey, hit the like button while you're here, would you? Jesus, for Pete's sakes. Helps me get all kinds of subscribers. I need some retirement money. I only have a few years before I can get that extra ching. It always is. Give me a break. This is bedhead, bro. Hey, question of the day, if you guys want to partake, is how do you know as a game master whether you had a good game session or not? Whoops. Blake, stop being the teacher's pet. Blake's awesome. Roger French says, when Eileen Barnes mentions that one shot you ran for BSRCon like 10 months ago as an example of being pleasantly surprised at a game and attributes it to the GM, that I would say is a good indicator. Joe Esposito. He's the artist. Karate Kid soundtrack. And Blake said that too. Joe Esposito. So if you're suffering every once in a while, a little imposter syndrome, I don't I don't think I'm really that great. You go listen to that song. All right? If you don't know what we're talking about because you just joined, Google Joe Esposito Karate Kid song and then listen to it. If you get anything out of today's stream, okay, it's that. I think I'm going to open BSRCon with that song because I'm sure I can do that without getting like flagged for copyright. Joe Esposito, bruh. You're the best around. Nobody's gonna bring you down. Todd says, you know when they show up to the next game session. Play the stream at full volume and encourage new subscribers for sure. This is not a stream about parenting. Full disclaimer, Harrigan, thank you for pointing it out. Whoops. Everybody should know that. That's a no-brainer. Sean has no kids, so bad model. I'm that bad uncle that, gives the kids drums as a toy. So, just saying. Context is everything. Laramie says, I'm going to do that. Driving the kids to a drama class, but then I just chill for an hour before I can pick them up. I'll probably be watching Sean. There you go, man. Trying to catch up to the chat. Eye of the Tiger's a good one too. He's still like, you're the best around though. M. Catron, listen to it every time I warm up martial arts training. Eye of the Tiger. BSRCon 3, the best around. Yeah, I started on the logo for BSRCon, the banner. I got to put out an email, man. That's not far away. I think I have like event registration and badge purchases like as early as November. And that's like almost a month away of this recording. Today's September 30th, by the way, if you see this after the live recording. Money for nothing and chicks for free. Oh, I think I might have January schedule. I should look at BSRCon for sure. Save the dates, boys and girls. Salzwedel, online a little more difficult. I guess it's more how I feel at the end of the session if more of my energy is good. It kind of goes to a little bit of ties. Like I know it when I feel it or see it. BSRCon 3, imposter syndrome. I could get you in the chick coop, Hobbs. I know a guy. Chicky coop. Eric Frankhouse, get out of here. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Hey, Eric, I got a question for you. So the question of the day is, how do you know when you have a good game session? How does Eric Iron GM Frankhouse know when he has had a good game session as a game master? That's weird. I'm not working BS or Con weekend. Well, that's good. You should have asked off for it. Duh. Don't you nurses get like 2 months of vacation and then all that union contract? That's why Sean's hair is so great. No kids equals healthy hair. Yeah, I got gray hair from other sources, apparently. I don't know. Hey, for those that have kids, I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine some of the challenges. Like, good for you. And thank you for raising, and doing your best. Seriously. I won't say thank for raising good kids because I don't know if your kids are good, but I know some of you, so I got to imagine you're the best around. Nobody's gonna bring you down. I got a badge last year. Could not find a game I liked. Well, that's unfortunate, Ty. You know a solution to that. You run it yourself. Eric says, when I will play with that group again. All seriousness, when each player has a hell yeah moment. That's a good one. Hell yeah moment. There, I got to quote it properly. My kid's good at Fortnite. Does that count? Yeah, maybe. Hey, if they turn pro, you're good. Right? They get on a E-League or whatever. Money, 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 Blake. Should we get into RPGs? Thanks for everybody for participating. If you showed up late, Frank House, do me a favor and Eric Salzwheel, make sure you hit the like button. Thanks. Or dislike. That's fine too. It's engagement. I'd say leave a comment, but I don't think you can until after the stream's done. You're the best around. Nobody's gonna bring you down. It's a slow news week. But I got stuff to bring to your guys' attention, right? From all over the interwebs. All right. If you haven't heard the news in the last day or so, this got released on Thursday of this past week, so 2 days ago. Linda Codega, who at Gizmodo, I think, did she break the story? She might have broke the story. Regardless, she's known for breaking the OGL story for sure. So everybody should know who Linda is by name. Just saying. Evil Genius Games. So they're the ones, the Everyday Heroes, right? The 5th edition rules for like the equivalent of D20 Modern, only using 5th edition. And then they had all those like IPs. They're suing Netflix over canceled Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon. You know what comes to mind? I don't know the words, otherwise I would sing it. It's Neil Young's Harvest Moon. Rebel Moon. They're getting it all this weekend, folks. Tabletop RPG game publisher Evil Genius filed a lawsuit against Netflix for breach of contract. Can't do that. Evil Genius was hired to create a franchise, TTRPG, for Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, and alleges that after working alongside Netflix and Snyder, Netflix unceremoniously, because, terminated his contract. So the lawsuit details the amount of work that Evil Genius did for Netflix, which included 3 books in support of a planned Rebel Moon TTRPG. And frankly, come on, we all know that the RPG hobby isn't full of money. So Netflix probably said, whatever. What are they going to do? Sue us? Yeah, we are. But on the counterpoint of that is like how much was this all, like, how much were you paying Evil Genius? I'm sure it's not $1 million to put this thing out, right? I would be, it's RPG money. So come on, Netflix. Seriously. You guys know what I'm talking about? What are they breaching like a $30,000 contract? $100,000 contract? Spit in the bucket for Netflix. Give me a break. It's not that. Hey, things aren't that tough. Come on. Times aren't that tough. Hey, get out of here, Samsung. Pop up. Gizmodo. You know what I'm saying? Give me a break. Just give me a break. Lawsuit. It is a lawsuit, so we don't know, right? It's just, hey, this is the deal. Companies are innocent until proven guilty. I can't say that with a straight face. Give me a break. The lawsuit details the amount of work that Evil Genius did for Netflix, which included 3 books in support of a planned Rebel Moon TTRPG. As a matter of fact, I think it probably says it in the article, but they planned, like they did this, they're going to release Rebel Moon on Netflix and the RPG at the same time, right? So these guys have probably done all the work, is my guess, right? Evil Genius is one of the few tabletop game design companies that has raised money via venture capitalist funding, which I did not know, which is interesting, and has established itself as a well-known franchisee TTRPG company. Interesting. Wow, I did not know that. Did anybody else know that? They have venture VC money? Oh, that VC money. Snyder praised the TTRPG adaptation of his upcoming sci-fi movie series 6 months ago on the Nerd Queens stream. Snyder said he was having a really good time with the RPG and the development was at a ridiculous scale. So there's a difference, though. Like Zach and Netflix, like he's another party, but he's not the same as Netflix. He also describes the TTRPG that Evil Genius was working on at the time as immersive and intense. According to David Scott, the founder and design team lead at Evil Genius, who spoke to IO9 via email, Snyder was in frequent contact with the design team, and there were daily interactions with the members of Snyder's team, which is basically establishing the fact that there was still good communication and the relationship must have been very healthy. So at the time of the alleged breach of contract in May of 2023, this didn't happen yesterday, you know what I'm saying? The complaint asserts that the tabletop RPG was nearly done, and the two sellable products, a 430-page player's guide and 337-page game master's guide, were in the final editing stages. There was also a massive internal document produced, a Rebel Moon World Bible, detailing original details about the setting and characters of Rebel Moon, which is being used as a reference for Evil Genius during the development of the TTRPG. Because Netflix wanted to release the TTRPG just before the release of the film in December, Evil Genius alleges that it lost opportunities due to prioritizing the Rebel Moon project. Ooh, damages. That's damages. That's interesting, right? Yeah, they had to reprioritize. Evil Genius is well known for its franchise games, including official licenses for Rambo, Kong, The Crow, Escape from New York, using everyday heroes. Netflix terminated the agreement with Evil Genius based on the claim that Evil Genius breached confidentiality provisions. What? There are two instances where the breach could have occurred. According to the complaint, the first instance occurred when Evil Genius Games, alongside two Netflix employees, distributed images during a February trade show as part of a retailer buzz campaign. Come on. The second time was when Evil Genius Games uploaded two non-final teaser cover images onto the back end of its site for the purposes of retailer pre-order, and through administrative error accidentally made the portal accessible to the public. These two non-final images were uploaded to social media in May, and it was after that Netflix terminated its agreement with Evil Genius Games. That sounds like a lot of freaking weak sauce. Come on. Give me a break. Talk about bullcrap. Jesus, that is such... I hope a judge just slams them to death on that thing. Give me a freaking break. Right? Come on. All right, Laramie. Oof, I wish them luck suing Netflix. The Hidden Isle? Oh, maybe. Zack Snyder born in Green Bay? Was he really? I didn't know that. Is he a Packer then? Yeah, go Pack. Yeah, my name's Zack Snyder. I love the Packers. Cheese curds, Packers. Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. I can make fun of them because I kind of am one. Not really. I don't know. Maybe. Is that how it works? Like, I'm in Wisconsin, so I could do that. How much do they get paid up front? Who knows? I don't know if that'll be divulged. Maybe. Probably. Maybe in the lawsuit. Oh, here it is. Oh, here we go. Maybe I should read further. Then, according to the complaint, in June, Netflix sent another message to Evil Genius saying that the World Bible, which includes significant chunks of world building and development that greatly expands the Rebel Moon universe far beyond the script, belongs solely and exclusively to Netflix. Well, boy, I hope that contract's all... I gotta believe Evil Genius. I mean, they have some veterans over there, like Jeff Grubbs over there, I think. Like, these guys should have their proverbial shit together as far as contracts go, I'm hoping. Plus, they did all those other IPs. Like, come on. Netflix allegedly offered Evil Genius $50,000 for this property, but an agreement was not met. Evil Genius wants to release the game and receive compensation for its work. $50,000. What? And that's for, it says for this property, so I don't know if they're talking about the Rebel Moon, like the World Bible piece, or if it was, I can't imagine, for the World Bible, just book alone, or if it was the whole project. I don't know. Scott clarified via email that the proffered money would not cover the expenses incurred developing this game, and that Evil Genius had been confident that it would have sold millions of dollars worth of game products. Additionally, the work it did on the internal world Bible exceeded the scope of the license, and the money offered would not accurately compensate us for the contribution we made to the Rebel Moon universe. So our aim is to ensure our team is recognized for their fantastic work and that we can release this game for millions of TTRPG enthusiasts to enjoy. It's disheartening to see Netflix backpedal on content that was jointly showcased and had received their prior consent. I mean, all you gotta do is walk into a courtroom and be like, was Netflix there? Yes. Did they, they presented it together? Like, the judge is gonna be like, what? Let me get this straight. You guys went to a trade show together to show it off, and now you're suing because they showed it off? Come on now. We urge our supporters to contact Netflix and Zack Snyder to push for the release of this game. There's another twist to the story. Hey, it's not over. It doesn't stop there, folks. According to the complaint, Mr. Snyder and multiple Netflix executives routinely praised the Evil Genius's work and was enamored with the 228-page World Bible that he indicated that he planned on incorporating substantial elements of it into his so-called Snyderverse. Rebel Moon is already greenlit for a sequel, Scargiver, and even more recently, Zack Snyder went on stage at Gamescom and announced that a co-op video game within the Rebel Moon universe would be developed by Super Evil Megacorp. That's like apparently an actual company name, and released not to be confused with Netflix, and released exclusively on Netflix's games streaming service. IO9 has reached out to Netflix for comment on the suit, and we'll update this story if we hear more. Thanks, Linda, for doing that. There you go. There you go. Maybe Netflix hates PBTA. I don't think it's done in PBTA, is it? No. They'd hate 5e. Bad game system? I don't know. Netflix needs to cover the new WGA contract and the upcoming contract with SAG-AFTRA. Well, somebody asked me, like, what do they care about, like, the contracts and the strikes? I mean, yes, they care, of course, but I'm saying they're just going to pass the cost off to us, right? Like, we're going to end up paying it. It'll be interesting to see how many people complain about raising rates in the entertainment industry. Oh, I can't believe they're raising rates. This world is so complex. Phil says 400-page player's book. Holy hell, what the hell is in that? Come on, Phil. Ty says, give me a week and have a game ready using Fate. Ty, you're a machine. Jim, morning. Hey, buddy. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Hit that like button, would you? Even hit the dislike button if you don't like me. I don't care. That's fine. Eric Frankhouse, there were Netflix reps with EG at Gamam, where this happened. Really? Yeah. Well, who knows? 400 pages. What's the series sucks? Sounds like Netflix wanted out for whatever reason. Yeah. Who knows? Like, it just seems like it's just a complete spit in the bucket. It's like I don't know. Hey, they need another trailer to rent for like 2 months for an actor. Okay. How much is it going to cost? I don't know. 50 grand. All right. Like, it just seems just like peanut money to these guys. 50 grand. The CEO probably makes that in like a few hours. Dude, it's crazy. I feel like I should be offended by that accent, but it's correct, so I can't be. Eric. Cheese curd, Pat, Blue Ribbon Beer, and Packers. Go, Zack Snyder. He. Maybe just a little overpaid, maybe. Yeah, maybe Zach needs a chip in. I don't know. Netflix saw the page count, noped out of it, even reading it. Without reading it, how could they put the name on it? Yeah, I don't know. They have one of the best IP people in entertainment. Who's they? Netflix? Or the Game Co. Phil, in my local liquor store, they pair beer with food. Blue Ribbon was paired with hot dogs and chips. Perfect camping beer. Yeah, it's hipster beer, dude. in the U.S. Hey, the guys drinking it, they look like you, Phil. Beard, flannel shirt, 6-pack under the, maybe a case underneath the arms. Bringing it back. 600 pages with worse CGI. Oh, man. Netflix has a game streaming service? Yeah, news to me, right? No game book should be more than 75 and in small book form, says Ty, because I'm sure Index Card RPG is probably less than 75. Shots fired. 400 pages is big, but how much is setting versus rules? I would agree with that, Jim. It's a movie. They got to get it all out there. Fate Core itself is 302 pages, Ty. Hey-oh. Yeah, Ty. Come on. I'm sure it's all in jest, right? It's all in jest. Ty's making fun. We can't see the, tongue-in-cheek. Evil Genius, yeah. Evil Genius has the best IP people in entertainment, is what Eric's saying. Interesting. So you don't play Index Card RPG anymore, eh, Ty? That sucks. Wow. 2-page count got to you, huh? All right. Shampoo ad. I gotta disable ads for live stream. I think I can do that. Sorry, guys. Don't leave me. I will change the experience for next week. No, I won't. So we wish Evil Genius Games all the best in that lawsuit. Right? Dirty bastards. Dirty bastards. All right. Oh, and I should probably put a link in the chat. Right? Come on now. Come on. Copy paste. Not that hard, Sean. You're the best around. Nobody's gonna bring you down. All right. D&D's news. Did you guys know that there's a D's and D's magazine now? D's and D's Adventurer. Not Dragon, not Dungeon, Adventurer. Everything you need. I got to accept all the cookies so you can see it a little bit better. I think that'll help. There you go. I think it's done out of the UK because it says just one issue. Just one word, like weird currency that's indicated by pounds, dollar, pound 99. Pound 99. See, Alice said, what the heck are your suggestions, Sean? Hey, man, that's based on you. Will be settled out of court for $500K. I think you're onto something there, Blake. So yeah, subscribe today for exclusive free gifts. So somebody is doing this. I think it's at D&D Adventurer Hatchet Partworks. So I think Hatchet Partworks or these guys they're no joke. I mean, they're a legit company, publisher, I believe, right? I need some UK people. So it's like I feel as though this has happened before. Like in the universe, there was like Wizards of the Coast had another company put out a print magazine for quite some time. What is the clock ticking on this one? Besides, I gotta hand it to these guys. Putting out a print piece that's not digital for a company that's going all in on digital? Huh? Oh, and by the way, this is the segment of the show where I'm hoping to get about 1,000 more subscribers. Just saying. Okay? Just saying. I gotta change the thumbnail. D&D magazine begins. Check this out. Scoop. Which I don't have a scoop, but. If you want Pathfinder, this is how you get Pathfinder. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'm new here. I'm the new executive. What do you mean that we outsourced the magazine and now they're one of our biggest competitors? I don't understand. How does that happen? With TSR Dragon Magazine had other games than just D&D. That was nice. So, yeah, you will receive 4 issues every month. Standard issues cost £8.99, €13.99. You will receive 1 free issue and 4 free gifts. Premium subscribers pay £1.25 or €2.50 extra per issue. So I don't know if you can even get this in the U.S. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. So it, and I don't know if these guys are like, oh, they're like the Hearst Group of UK. Like, I know that they're in publishing, but I don't know them. Hatchet, Partwork Limited. Trademark 2023 Wizards of the Coast. Yeah. So, yeah. Exclusive gifts, issue 1, just $1.99. Start today. Yeah. Watch our TV ad. I mean, it kind of makes sense to have a periodical if you're like, why, if you're D&D and you want that residual income. I mean, would you guys be, here's a question for you guys. I have a question. I need to poll the audience, interaction. That's why you guys show up. Interactive. It's an interactive thing. How many of you subscribe to Dragon or Dungeon? Have in the past. Subscribed, not bought. I'm not talking about going to the store and buying one, because subscriptions are weighed differently. So I will say I subscribed, I think, to both at one time. I think I stopped Dragon and then I subscribed to Dungeon. Subscribe to both. Who subscribed? Both? No. Eric says no. Orcus Dorcas, yes. Subscribe to one or the other. Never subscribed, bought many. Okay, but we can't count on you, Harrigan. You're the impulse buyer. Although somebody would say, I would just go to the store and buy it every week because I knew they would have it. But subscribes, like the magazine, periodical space, bank it on subscriptions. They're already purchased. It's done. You're in. Not since Polyhedron. Holy cow. Weren't those free? I bought individual issues of Dragon, didn't subscribe as far as I can recall. Okay. I subscribed to both and Mad Magazine. Kudos to you for Mad Magazine. Yes. Alfred E. Newman. Reading a nope. But I'm very new to the hobby. That's okay. All good. Phil, nope. Victor Wyatt, Dungeon here, not Dragon. You can never count on me, Sean. Sad trombone. Ty, General Mag for coming in. Gaming, go for Gnomes too. Ty, what are you doing, man? I don't think subscription was an option in my country. Fair. I know some people can't get it. Or it was very expensive. I get it. But I bought some. Okay, fair enough, Caverna. Polyhedron was RPGA, yes. I gave them all to Brett. I think he's got all my polyhedrons. I had a lot. I had like 10. Cracked subscriber. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, Cracked was good, but it wasn't mad. It's when they merged Dungeon and Dragon. Wayne, not subscribed, but had 2 buddies that ran stores that carried them, bought regularly during 3X ad. Come on, no Dungeon or Dragon subscribers? Why am I asking this question anyway? I don't know. I guess more to the point of, is it a sustainable business? If you're D&D, I don't know, man. I mean, D&D Beyond, D&D Adventurer, it's, well, I don't know. I don't like D&D Beyond because they all went digital. Oh, but they have D&D Adventurer. Like, it seems weird. It seems like if everything's going to be like all the books, the VTT, like everything's going to be digital. It'll be in a walled garden. This seems weird. Is this just me? I don't know. It is interesting. I want to know more about this company because I'm like, they're going to have to get freelancers. If you got a publishing company doing this, they probably have their proverbial shit together. Who subscribes to MCDM? Yeah, that's true. That's a good question. I was only ever subscribed to one magazine. Here's the thing with MCDM though. He doesn't have the base like D&D. No, now, full credit to Mr. Colville and company. They are no slouches. Like, I get $1 million plus Kickstarters. I get it. Trust me. Huge 2-book, 3-book Kickstarters, over $1 million each. Yeah. But they don't have WotC money. Or WotC user base. Crucible just folded before 5 issues. It has got to be no joke. Do younger people like print magazines? Is that a thing? There's a question, but also, do you try to keep people that love print through this avenue? Like, hey, we know you're kind of miffed, Sean, because we're going digital, but hey, we got this magazine. That'd be cool. You could get it every month. Because is there a difference between getting a periodical every month that you subscribe to that would be fresh and exciting, and then all the digital stuff is just your core books? Like, once you get the core books, I don't know if you need to read them very much. Does Sean do a Colville impression? Matt Colville, I heard that you were mentioning how we do not happen to have the same type of user base as Wizards of the Coast. I'll have you know that we did many Kickstarters, over $1 million, with 10,000 backers. Surely we must have a presence in the hobby, sir. White Dwarf is a better example. Yeah, that's true. When TSR did Dragon I Honk, I think they had the rights to put out D&D stuff. So you could use the stuff in the magazine in your game. Well, so TSR owned Dragon before it was licensed to Paizo. So yes. And maybe UK, right? Maybe the UK, it's the UK audience. No, it's not profitable. There's a good portion of designers and dragons that details Kim Kask's period with Dragon. It's just too much cost. Can you imagine, like, printing paper and then sending it to people? That is crazy. Can't say that with a straight face either. Damn it. Damn it. I like how easy we can buy digital stuff, but usually I print most of them in the end. Colville's. I had to publish everyone's Colville RPG. Knock issues are cool. Zines, right? Like, they're zines. Like, grassroots zines. That's the thing, right? Jim, TSR could run Dragon at a loss as long as it boosted sales of their games. An independent hobby magazine, though, hard to see it making money or pounds. Yeah, dollars or pounds, he says. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was interesting. We'll see. Maybe they've got it down. There's still People Magazine. There's still Cosmo. There's still magazines out there. I just think our hobby's so damn small. Just so small. And Wizards has, like, I don't know, 75% of the hobby? 80? Like, it's not even close. Anyways, so there you go. And is MCDM still going? Is Arcadia still going? It's Arcadia, by the way. Can we just get it straight here? It's Arcadia. That is our house. That is a magazine that we put out every month, and that you would know if you were a subscriber to my YouTube channel, Winning at the Game, or whatever. I can't remember his YouTube channel. This is going to get back to me. He's going to hate my guts. No, probably won't. He'd be like, who's that? They are done, aren't they? I thought they were done. Well, and it's probably done because there's a lot of 5e and then the OGL fiasco. So I'm sure Matt had a pretty hard decision to kind of make, like, at that point. You have to figure out they get the D&D email list for old mag subscribers plus whatever they have with the magazines they publish at Hatchet. More head shaking. Yeah, I'm doing it. Thank you. Critiques are welcome for sure. So here's my take. Tabletop, D&D, video games. That's what it's going to be. That's the landscape after next year. Do you play D&D? I don't play D&D, but I play tabletop RPGs. Oh. D&D's not? No, it's not. It's its own thing. But it's an RPG. Well, so our computers have RPGs, computer games. Because you're the best around. Nobody's gonna bring you down. Let's get into this Hatchet. Geek Native does do a little bit of elaborating here. I didn't even post that thing in. Did I post the link in the chat? Is it Ryan West? Ryan West, you tell me. Okay, Sean, you didn't put the link in the chat. Ryan keeps me going. Sweefer, good to see you, man. All right, let's saw that. And then let's get into this. So I don't know if they elaborate. Hatchet Partworks is behind the D&D offer to explain the rules, deliver an exclusive adventure, and learn how to play. There are dice, minis, booklets, maps, and tokens all part of the package. The publisher's YouTube video is also called TV Advert, so perhaps it's running on screens across the UK. You do not need to subscribe to the series to get the guides. It was at Forbidden Planet that Geek Native first noticed the series on Titan's retail arm. D&D Adventure number 1 is available now. You can buy issue number 2 in delivery at the end of September and issue number 3 in October. It's clearly been out for a while, but it's just landing on the radar now. Alternatively, you could subscribe via Hatchet and get 1 issue free. That first issue is free, along with a dice tray. And when delivery 3 is due, you'll get a D&D binder as well. Issue number 5 unlocks a DM screen, and delivery number 7 a dice jail without dice. Have you missed it? Premium tier ads. Hatchet has no plans to release any of the content available digitally, nor are there plans to run the series outside the UK or the Republic of Ireland. You're not supposed to do accents. It's bad. It's bad taste. It's bad taste. Sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Moving right along. Geek Native. How come you taste so good? Geek Native. Just like an RPG should. Cloud Express. Nubis. Huh? Shout out to Nubis. Put this in our Discord. Download for free the Nausicaa-inspired tabletop RPG Cloud Empress. It was kickstarted. I didn't know this. I don't even know if we brought up the Kickstarter at one point, but it raised like, I don't know, like $98,000. And it was like really successful on Kickstarter. So like you should have bought it. And I don't know why you didn't kick in. Like, what's your problem? It's off a Mothership. Kind of like off of. It's using the Mothership rules. So is it powered by your mother ship? 58 pages of ecological science fantasy. Cloud Empress is an expansive, Nausicaa-inspired fantasy campaign setting for Mothership sci-fi horror RPG. So it's a setting. Cloud Empress places you in a world ruled by the patterns of giant magical cicadas. Cloud Empress creates a new Earth thousands of years in the future, inspired by Miyazaki's Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind, Frank Herbert's Dune, and Hiromu Arakawa's Full Metal Alchemist. I apologize if I mispronounced any of those names. Don't have Mothership. You can grab it as little as you want as a pay what you want download. That's Mothership. The core rules come with 4 jobs, classes in many RPGs for PCs to belong to Sellsword, Lordling, Magician, and Courier. Anybody get this yet? Anybody get this RPG? I got something in my throat. I need to cough up and close. Uncanny. Yeah. Art's not grabbing me, but I do like Nausicaa and Mothership. Well, there you go. There you go, Jim. Just close your eyes. Sean talked about the Hidden Isle. Cloud Empress changes the Mothership rules quite a bit, even though the base chassis is the same. Thanks, Nubis. Jim says, had me at Nausicaa and Dune. Lost me with Full Metal Alchemist. A little burnt out on Kickstarters for now. Come on, Orcus Dorcas. You can't be. It's free. Give it a skim and see for yourself. It is. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Moving right along. Anybody have a WordPress site? Website? Saul Zweedle of 3D Chicken Coop just got a new website up. I will let's take a look, shall we? Let me just pull that up quick. Let's see what this is all about. Maybe because it kind of ties into this. Where's it here? Where's it? Here it is. Omega 3D Chicken Games. Check that out. Now, I bring this up because I scroll down and it's proudly created with Wix.com. Okay, so that's great. Fine and dandy. Whatever you need to do to get your website out there. Okay, not terrible. All right. But it's not WordPress, which leads me into the next story, ladies and gentlemen, where you can get a plugin that helps turn your WordPress blog into a VTT. Bam, there you go. Just saying. There is a premium version and a free version. And you get the plugin through drive-through. could put roll tables onto your RPG or WordPress website. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Here, I'll put the article. Thanks, Geek Native. Geek Native. I think it's like $20. It does seem pretty cool. Pretty cool. So let's do a little peek. A little peek. Welcome to the new and improved drive-thru. Yeah, that's right. New and improved. I'm on the new and improved. Are you? Yeah, I'm sure your RPG comes replete with tables to be rolled on that will generate encounters, loot, information about locations, names of places, character details, and all manner of other details about your game. Sure, GMs could check what die they need to roll, make the roll, check what it means in the table, forget what the die result was, and look back and forth between the die and the table a few times, only when reading out the correct result. Or they could have your website open on their phone and tap a button to get a result instantly. I think it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's what this WordPress plugin offers, an interface for creating roll tables inside your WordPress dashboard and making them available on your website for people to use at the tap of a button. With the starter one, you get create as many roll tables as you like, group and categorize your roll tables, display individual tables or group of tables, or a combination using shortcode, set table items to include any text you like. The complete edition will get you the features set a table item to pull a random result from a different table. That's what the treasure table in the Kiwi Acres example above does. It's up there. Have a table item run mathematical operations akin to something like D20 times 10 gold coins. So you can, for example, roll for random amounts of currency and then import an existing list of table items into a roll table. You have the D100 table you want to include. Now you can import it. Powered by your mother. Yeah. Well, copyright me. Hey, Sean McCoy, call me. Sean, while you're doing the news, did you catch Troll Lord Games news about the Castle Zygyag? That is old. Like, I don't know why that's new. They didn't have a date. When was that email sent? I think it was announced, and then they sent the email like weeks later, because I thought I went over this. Powered by your mother. Like on the front, powered by your mother, and then on the back, ship. Hey-o. Dudes, I'm telling you, some of these RPG companies just need to hey, Sean, can we get a couple hours of your brain? Just like unfiltered, unfeathered. Out of 2 hours, one thing will come out of it. It's all about marketing. Powered by your mother. Ship. Dude, I'm making that shirt. I'll just say powered by your mother. That way I can't get Sean to be all over me. I think it was just announced. I think they've been working on it for a while, but I don't think that was a thing until this week. Oh, I don't know about that, buddy. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, where am I? Here we go. So this has been in the works for a little while. It's been a fiasco, is what it's been. I don't know, I'm not going to get into all the details. You want to know all the details, go to Tanker. Tanker might have all the details. Eric Tanker's site, Tanker's Tavern, I think. I haven't been to his site and things of that nature for a long time. In a nutshell, Gary passed away. He had been remarried to Gail Gygax. They both had Alex, the child, right? Alex Gygax. And then prior to that, Gary's first wife, kids, Ernie, Luke, we talked about Heidi, I think is his sister, the sister's name. A pretty decent sized family, nonetheless. So there was a will, and then there was another will, or there was another revision to the will, and so the will was being contested to some degree. And there's the Gygax Memorial that they're trying to put down in Lake Geneva. And so there's been stories covering that and how much of a fiasco that's been. And then there's the rights to a lot of Gary's works. And there was Gygax magazine. If you remember Gygax magazine, I think they had to stop. I don't know if it stopped. Okay. I don't know. There's like this reason, that reason. Gygax magazine is no longer. There is, and part of that was who owns the rights to the Gygax name. Okay. Which is interesting, right? Because Luke's last name is Gygax. So why could he not put out a magazine called Gygax magazine? Regardless, so all these things kind of are interconnected. So recently, I know Luke made a trip to Lake Geneva. There was a court date. And okay, great. So that was a while ago. I think it was in the winter months. Because I remember him taking a picture when he was in Lake Geneva and it was winter and everything. There's nothing in Lake Geneva in the winter. Summer, whole nother ball game. Why am I talking about that? Anyways, so the short of it is, in this email, here, I'll pull it up a little bit later. One of the things that was published by Trollord Games, Stephen Chanel and the crew at Trollord Games, was like Castle Gygax was this big thing. And I remember being at Gary Con one year, and they had like this panel at the last hotel that they were at, which like, so it was in the bar near the fireplace, so small, standing room only. They were talking about Castle Gygax and whether it will ever be released and what it was about and what Gary was putting together and blah, blah, blah. And, there was a lot of questions on like, is this thing ever going to be out and published? And I think Castle Zygig was an attempt at that piece. I think I could be wrong here, and some of you might know better, but regardless, like, you're not doing, like, they had to halt that production and pursuing that work, or they could no longer put it out there. So they had to cease production. Because I remember seeing Castle Zygig in the cover somewhere, and then, I don't know if it exists out there, but regardless, now that has changed. So in this email from Trollord Games, I think this was like this week, right, Laramie? Right? It's our wonderful pleasure and honor to begin publishing the works of Gary Gygax once again. Though this time around it will be without his steady hand and good guidance, we are confident that we can bring him and his works back to your table and community at large. Trollord Games is honored with this position and will hold the next few months up as a crowning jewel in our long publishing history. A kindly thank you to Luke Gygax and all the Gygax family, the court and estate for entrusting Trollord Games with Gary's works once again. And then it goes into some details. In 1999, three youngish gents, Matt Golden, Dave Schnall, and myself, Stephen, who's writing this, met at Vino's, a pizza place in downtown Little Rock, Arkansas, to talk about starting a game company. So, okay, Trollord Games, got it. The number of games was stupefying and the raw excitement unfilled with potential, little off the chart. This was the year that D20 debuted and the OGL was the talk of the town. Okay, so he's talking about the origins of Trollord Games. Somewhere I hope he gets to this piece. Joining the mad cap crowds there, however, were quite a few veteran gamers, publishers, and designers, not the least of which was Gary Gygax. So in short, they knew Gary, became close. ACD distribution. Wow, they're right in my backyard. Long before talking business, how that unfolded is a story of another time. Suffice it to say, we soon struck up a deal, and he was sending us files with both the Canting Crew and the Lost City of Gaxmore. That's what they were working on with Gary. These beginnings launched an 8-year journey of publishing, gaming, learning, food, drink, all around good times. Gary and I emailed almost daily as they managed the ever-increasing amount of material he intended to bring to the gaming table. These included small host of projects, Hall of Many Pains, To the Hermit, Legendary Adventures, Gord the Rogue, and Castle Zygig, and a small host of other titles. So they worked together for 8 years. Troll Lord Games and Gary. All it ended suddenly when Gary took his final drink and crossed the bar in March of 2008. Some months later, the licenses for all his published works were pulled from Troll Lord Games. So for the next 15 years, the status of those works languished, becoming a gift ungiven to those of us who loved him and his works. There are and were many amongst us who longed for the shadow-draped corridors of Gary's ever-active mind to play out on our tables. So they worked together, put out some, like, they're getting stuff together. Timeout. Nope, that's not happening because he just passed. And I'm sure somebody was like, nope, no. Notice they didn't mention who. May not even matter at this point. But so the years have passed like they do, and we all filled that time with life as we do. They brought out Castles and Crusades, right? Designed in no small measure to give Gary a home for his famed castle project, as well as giving tribute to Gary's gaming group, the Castles and Crusades Society. Thrived. They actually show up at GaryCon. Expanding so much that we are now headed into their 10th printing. Gary's children, Luke, at the forefront, kept their father's name alive with GaryCon and other ventures such as Gaxworks. Despite the absence, he remained with us all these years. Moving forward, after years of turmoil, the estate of Gary Gygax was taken over by a court-assigned estate manager as part of the agreement to raise money to secure the debts of the estate. Troll Lord Games was granted the right and privilege to reprint several of Gary Gygax's works. And I have to imagine that, okay, the estate's not making a bunch of money, so see you, Jim. We'll see how, okay, anyways. Troll Lord Games was granted a right privilege to reprint several of Gygax's works, to wit, the Gygaxian Fantasy World series, Castle Zagig, Yigsburg, and The Hermit are each coming back into print. So we hope to bring each. So, and it's the thing is, like, these are, I think they're done, and they were like out, and they're just having to, now they can kick them back out again, I think, right? We hope to bring each of these to the table as soon as possible. Our current plan is to release Castle Zagig, Ziegsboro retro print immediately. There's a reprint of the book as it was released in 2005. See, I thought it was out there, right? Following this, we will release The Hermit as a Kickstarter campaign, and then The Hermit will be updated for Castles and Crusades, the fantasy role-playing game laid out in full color with maps and illustrations, contains notes on its development and all original material as well. The Gygaxian Fantasy World series will be launched on Kickstarter in the first quarter of 2024. The 8+ volume series of works is one of Gary's prides and joys, as well as a treasure trove of information for anyone wanting to create a comprehensive fantasy world setting. So there you go. On and on. So pre-order, we have made the first payment to the estate, a good faith payment, and we'll make another after end of this quarter. That means that the estate is already able to pay back some of the accumulated fees and penalties, though we have a ways to go. It's just there's the irony is not lost on me. Though we have a way to go, every adventure begins with the first step, and with you at his back, Gary cannot help but win in the end. It is strange. On the one hand, it seems as if it has stood still, and we are only waiting for the word from Gary to get started again. On the other, it seems like a river of time has passed between those days and now, but regardless of where we are in the flat circle, we are here now and hope that this is just the beginning of the new age. I only vaguely remember the news over the years about Castle Zagig. Yeah. Want all the details is all drama. Yeah. It's all drama for sure. It's not a political ad. Oh, God. See you later, Laramie. So there you go. That's good news for Troll Lord Games and fans of the Gygax works, for sure. I don't know if I'll pick it up. I've told people, like, I appreciate all the things that Gary, like, without him and Arneson and the vision and getting it together, and there's lots of people involved, but him spearheading, getting D&D into the masses. Some of his work, like, to me, I don't worship at the altar of Gygax, personally, but without some of his contributions, I will give him credit for that for sure. Like to the hobby and things of that nature, and what a lot of things have come from it. So I don't know if I'll buy the products. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that Steven has a review copy, preview copy at GameholeCon. That would be cool. That would be cool. So this other one, let's see, what's this one? This new website I came across. Kismet Games. I think I've mentioned Kismet on this stream before. Wayne Peacock's company here. Got a new website. Looking pretty sweet. Who is Wayne Peacock? Wayne has been a gamer since 1979. He's also a retired IT support manager who has done freelance work for White Wolf. Wayne is currently a Z maker. You can also find him on Mastodon. Clever name at dice.camp. Come on, Wayne. Who's on Mastodon? Just kidding. I am. It's Kismet Games. They have I had a link down below when I was kind of promoting everybody. It's actually in the Vason video on this channel. So if you want to know the works of Kismet Games, you can go to the website. They also have a store presence on DriveThru. So check out everything that they're doing. And as the latest project that they got going on is like pretty decent undertaking. It's a team of two. D is the other individual. I should not discount D. I've not met D. D McKinney. That's Wayne's business partner and creative contributor, of course. I have to join their mailing list so I could be up to date on all the Kismet action. Check them out. Check them out. All right. Yeah. Dirty buggers. Let's see. Crowdfunding. Let's go to crowdfunding news, all right? Let's get there. Together. Ian World. Woot woot. All right. Infinite Revolution Overdrive. Yes. From Gwendolyn Clark. An original system core rulebook, $55. Funded in 2 hours. Current trend in TTRPGs is amazing layouts such as Merkborg, Cyborg, Vast Grim, Mothership, and Death in Space. And Infinite Revolution Overdrive looks to join that conversation. Interesting. 4 or 5K goal. It's at $32,000. Playing a character shooting through space in an exosuit, hoping to defend your planet from the coming alien invasion. That reads like it will be a high-stakes sci-fi. Check it out. It looks cool. I like the cover, kind of. I say kind of because too much anime. Not Sean's cup of tea. Next one, Monstrous from Cloud Curio, System Neutral Source Book, $20 PDF. Do you love monster lore and beautiful art? One part art book, one part source book. Monstrous gives you original artwork and system neutral inspiration. Options make your enemies more engaging, yet are open enough that any GM can use them for any system. $70,000. Wow. It is not funded. What? Looking at $75K. Hey, go big or go home. I like the cut of these guys' jib. Complete Waifu Handbook by Stuart Jones, funded in 33 minutes. D&D 5th edition, Pathfinder 1E, 2E. Get some MP3s too. Look at that, 117 grand of a 12K target. Yoy crikey. So I'm telling you, you want subscribers? You want successful Kickstarters? You want them? You do them for 5e. Just saying. It's not true. Some of these are successful without being 5e. Tea Time Adventures, Tea Pets by Snowbright Studio. Backer kit. Original system. Like it? $150 is a popular pledge for the PDF print versions of all four books. GM screen, maps, dice, and more. The whole thing. Looks cool. Let me see. Where are they? Backer kit. 50K of 5K goal. Nice. Congrats to them. That theme. Like, it's just, wow. Cool. Why back Tea Time Adventures. Tea Party set. Yeah, it's good. Good stuff. Let's see. What else? The Clockmaster's Codex from Lost Spheres Publishing. Super system neutral source book. $14 for the PDF. Oof. Ooh, this came up a little short. TikTok has a number of GMs offering gaming tips and advice. Many of them have never written for a print book, finding their medium as video over print. But because TTRPG is born out of print, there's a reason to open up their work to books and get those to your gaming table. This project brings their collective wisdom and voice to prose with new original content to inspire GMs as they level up their games. At Gen Con 2023, Kristen Swords of Lost Spheres Publishing shared this project with me. The concept getting TikTok creators into print is both ambitious and pulls down experiential barriers created by differences in personal media consumption. If you're a fan of GM advice, this project may be for you. 4K of 21,000. Yikes. Not going to happen. Werewolf the Apocalypse. For Fantasy Grounds, Smiteworks, doing Fantasy Grounds. Werewolf the Apocalypse, 5th edition for Fantasy Grounds. There you go. Funded. 5K, took goal, 17. Almost 18. Cryptid Creeks from Hatchlings, PBTA. Core rulebook, £15 for the PDF and soundtrack. Group of young River Scouts friends from a cursed town that have to save their homes. Taking inspiration from Gravity Falls, Hilda, the Goonies, Lumberjanes, and the Night in the Woods. Carved from Brindlewood TTRPG. Should it be carved from Brindlewood or is it PBTA? Are they just like, funded. 45,500. Pledged of 8. Cottages in Cerberus from Glimp. 5th edition, Pathfinder 2nd edition. Do you think it funded? Do you? See ya, Mkatron. Collective wisdom of TikTok seems like an oxymoron. Yeah, something just didn't add up there. I don't know. I gotta have to look further, but obviously it's coming up way short. These guys way funded. Another 5e campaign. Kabooyah. What are we learning? Keeping up that trend. Ringbreaker from Hyperstar Comics by Alan Barr. It's a comic book. Alan from Gallant Knight Games. Tiny D6. Toon Punk, if you're familiar. Low funding goal, which, $500, and it's up at 804. If it gets the 2K, they'll do a second issue. That's it for crowdfunding. What else? What am I supposed to do? Is there like something Ty keeps yelling about? What is it, Ty? The Hidden Isle? Is that like, where did you, is that in the Discord? Where did you put it, Ty? The Hidden Isle? What is that? The Hidden Isle. RPG? Is that the Kickstarter? It's probably a Kickstarter. The Hidden Isle. Okay. $28 days to go. So this is just launched. It would have came. It's probably going to come up on the radar when it's like a week out, when it hits EM World. So 1,200 backers, 118K of a 10K goal. Nice. Tarot RPG of Sorcery and Adventure. They've created 2. They've backed 19. So I'm guessing Ty kicked in for this. See his Weaver. Anybody else check this out? Hidden Isle is a pen and paper RPG that uses tarot cards instead of dice. Well, here's the deal. How do I get tarot cards? Right? I think it might be that might be a hurdle. Right? Am I right? Tarot card readers? Like you're supposed to be given a tarot deck, right? Isn't it bad luck to buy one? I mean, I guess you could have a friend buy you one and then gift it to you. You could probably give your friend that money. I don't know if that makes sense. Isn't that a thing? Come on. A game about swashbuckling adventures across Europe and Middle East, stealing forbidden texts from oppressive regimes, protecting an island of outcasts using ancient magic and toppling empires with just the right speech at just the right time. That piece of art right there looks very Three Musketeers, right? Alexander Dumas. Excuse me. If you're familiar with tarot, then Hidden Isle will resonate with you all the more. But no experience with tarot is necessary. Well, there you go. Looks like a beautiful art. Rules, character gen, burdens, ideals, skill checks. Oh, excuse me. It's just getting more burps than normal. Harm, abilities, contacts. Boy, I gotta say, there's a lot of beautiful RPGs out there. There's a lot of garbage, but there's a lot of beautiful RPGs out there. Like, you can tell, like somebody is dumping their heart and soul into this stuff. Good on them. Good on them, for sure, for taking that on, taking that risk, having the guts. And that is funded. Still got 28 days to go. So does it do 200? Can it do 200K? Causa Creations. Anybody know what else they might have put out? I'll have to look them up. See. So I think, yeah, what'd they say the common pledge was? I don't remember. Shoot. Anyways. Digital copies, 25 euros, about 27 bucks. Gold foiled hardcover books, about 63. Estimated delivery July 2024. There you go. There you go. Print news, I don't know if there's anything in print news to tackle. I think a general industry news, there was like nothing. There was, a few things we could probably touch on in print news. Print news. Print news, Dungeon Crawl Classics. People are getting their DCC, the Music of the Spheres. Is it DCC 100? Yeah. DC Music of the Spheres. Yeah. DC, blah, 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 blah. DCC Module 100. Delta Green Convergence. I have to double check and see. Like, do I need this? I think I need this. I don't know if I need this. This is the first scenario that they put out ever, and they redid it. So it's the first Delta Green scenario ever published in 1992, updated to the latest edition. So I don't know if this is part of the Kickstarter. I have to double check. I don't think so. Maybe. Shoot. Anyways, if not, yeah, in for $1, in for a penny, in for a pound. Icon Bearer, Desperation and Hungry, Breaker Press, DCC, The Stennard Carrier, Volume 1. Rune Cairn, Core Rules, Rune Cairn, Bestiary, Rune Cairn, Advanced Rules, Rune Cairn, Beneath the Broken Sword. Look at that. Get some of that. Moon-based Blues. Just makes me want to break out some muddy waters. Right? Buddy guy. Moon-based Blues. I got the blues. I got the moon-based blues. Ah. 2-page adventure. $5. Go get it. Beam Saber. Where is Salzwedel? Are you still there or you leave? Did he do the Irish exit? Beam Saber. Is he on Beam Saber? It's a Forged in the Dark game. Looks like it'd be right up his alley. And then Old Gods of Appalachia. Character Portfolio by Monty Cook Games. Got my nose itches, which means I got nose hairs that are coming in too long. There you go. There you go. That rounds out today's stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming and visiting and interacting. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I got a little Tony Bennett going on. Thanks for being cool, showing up every week. I really, really appreciate it. I got to prep for Gamehole Con. I've been saying that for probably 2 months. I'm way behind. Yeah, I'm going to Gamehole Con. What are you, crazy? I will slap you through this camera, Eric Frankhouse. Of course I'll be there. I'm playing games this year. I'm running 2 off-book. It's gonna be off the hook Saturday night, Eric Frankhouse. Saturday night, Holiday Inn Express, BYOB. Bring your own beverage. Doesn't have to be alcoholic. Running the Crow on stream and running 2 off book. Nice. Nice on stream even. Whoa. Well done. Bravo. Yeah. Saturday night, 8-ish, 8, 9, whatever. Holiday Inn Express. It's one of the conference rooms. BYOB. I was thinking about beer exchange, but whatever. I don't know. I don't do a lot of drinking anymore. Alcohol, that is. All right. I'm going to go do something. Hope to see you at Gamehole Con. For those of you, safe travels. We got a little time. It's like 2-3 weeks away. BSR Con. I got to get that out. November. And then like December is going to be like Event Reg and Badge Reg. And then January, it's going to be here like soon. So it'll be interesting. Number 3. It's going to be Move, Learn, Create. That's going to be the 3. I'll put that in there. I'm good for 1 beer. I'll probably foolishly drink more. Well, no pressure. It's all right, Gabe. We don't need we don't need lampshades and revolvers. We don't need that. That's a level, like, just so you know, lampshades and revolvers is a level of inebriation that is hard to obtain. And at least one person has obtained that, I know. Lampshades and revolvers. All right. Let's close this sucker out. I'm I'm procrastinating. I don't want to let you guys go. Don't go. Or don't leave me. Thanks for everybody that is helped with throwing some shekels my way each month. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. If you haven't joined the Discord, by all means, do that. We're a happy bunch. Opinions are okay. Try to keep the bashing at a minimum. What else can I tell you? I'll stream here again next week, Saturday, 8 a.m. Central Time. Bring you everything I kind of did today in the same kind of format. I am interested, though, to hear feedback. Like, I've been doing this. I got to check the first live stream that I did. I think it was on the Gaming NBS channel, and then I moved over. So I'll have to check over there when I was the first time. And see, like, do I need to have it segmented, maybe, and have, like, a topic? Maybe if I were to do it as a podcast, how would I do it? Like, maybe it's a segment where I talk about a main topic. I don't know, with help from you guys. Maybe I get caller. I've contemplated and wrestled with call-ins, like live call-ins. It would be tough to manage, but I think I could do it. I don't know. But I want some of your feedback. The one thing I don't want this to become is like boring and doldrum and nothing. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, I watched it in the early days, and then I like got bored, and yeah, Sean's a good guy, but I don't know. I moved on, which is fine and great, and I'm sure that's happened. But I want to keep it going, and you guys are very instrumental in this. So maybe I'll put it out to the patrons and see what they have to say. My executive producers, if you will, some of these folks here. I do segments to make short form content easier. Call-ins are easy using Discord and the queue system. Yeah. Use the stage. Oh, touche. I could do that. But then I got to look here and do that and look here. I don't know. It's good. If I had a person doing it for me, not asking, but we'll see. Anyways, that's what I'm doing. Played a good game of Cyborg the other night. Thanks to Harrigan for running. Got Star Trek Adventures this Tuesday. Yay. I think we're going to start building, my understanding, the GM may be still in the chat, but I think we need to create some second tier characters. That might be the goal. Missed the last time we played because I had a personal thing going on. So those guys played OSR on their own. So I think we're going to go back to that. Should be fun. Halloween's coming up. I would love to do a Halloween game. Maybe music from a darkened room. Although I think I've ran probably at least 8 of you through that. Maybe that'd be a good Halloween game. Gabe says, yep, and I got to get my head in that game, right? Let's get back. Star Trek. It's been a month. So, all right. I'll let you go. Thank you so much. Be a positive force in the tabletop RPG hobby. Move, learn, create. And I hope to see you next weekend. Same bat time, same bat channel. Talk to you guys later. Thanks.